Now, if the master plan is followed through with, then the trail would reconnect up here south of the Fayetteville Farmers Market tent that you can see right behind me. And that's right, Brett, the Hogs are wrapping up spring practice this week with the spring game looming on Saturday. Now, as you can see behind me here at the Stella Boyle Concert Hall, there isn't much space in seating, but that will improve with the new performance hall. They finished it out with one-on-one interviews with the head band director. For UATV, I'm Tyler Woessner. Now, as you can see behind me, the cars are flowing smoothly and efficiently, and that's the same goal for the Weddington roundabout as well. There's lots of hype around this team, and for good reason. Staff ace and preseason SEC Pitcher of the Year Ryan Stanek. The Hogs are wrapping up spring practice this week with the spring game looming on Saturday. The big storyline of the spring is the quarterback battle of the Brandons between redshirt sophomore Brandon Allen and fifth-year senior Brandon Mitchell. Now, the job likely won't settle until the fall, but Coach Bielema says Allen has the slight edge right now. New offensive coordinator Jim Chaney has worked with the quarterbacks, which includes Taylor Reed. He's trying to become the first lefty starting quarterback for Arkansas since current tight ends coach Barry Lunning Jr. back in 1995. Now, one of the biggest strengths on this year's team should be the depth of defensive coordinator Chris Ash's defensive line, where all four starters returned from last year's campaign. One of the most noticeable practice differences between Coach Petrino and Coach Bielema is the increased emphasis placed on pad-popping physicality. Now, another difference is that unlike Coach Petrino, Coach Bielema has put his starters against each other all spring, and that will continue in the red-white game on Saturday.
I think the great thing that comes out of competing against the best there is you truly get better. And, you know, I think that at certain matchups offensively, you have, you know, if I'm a right tackle or a left offensive tackle, I'm going against two SEC defensive ends that are pretty good, you know, that are good football players on a daily basis. That can only help you get better.
Saturday will begin with the Razor Fest activities for kids and adults alike at 10 a.m. outside of Razorback Stadium. And then the spring game will kick off at 2 p.m. Well, the Bicycle Coalition of the Ozarks will host the 8th annual Highway 71 Classic Bicycle Ride Sunday, March 3rd. It serves as a fundraiser for the BCO's bike education programs in local public schools. It includes a series of group bike rides for cyclists of all skill levels. Now, there'll be 3 options for rides this year. 1, a 32-mile flat ride to Brentwood. 2, a 72-mile hilly route to Mountainburg, and 3, a 56-mile off-road route to Brentonwood, known as the Gravel Grinder. Rides leave from Greenhouse Grill starting at 9 a.m. Entry fee is $20 in advance and $25 the day of the event for the general public. Now, students can enter for $15 in advance and $20 the day of the event. There's lots of hype around this team, and for good reason. Staff ace and preseason SEC Pitcher of the Year Ryan Stanek says the high expectations are a motivating factor for this year's Razorback team.
Oh, it's always nice to be thought of really highly, and it just pushes us because we know it's not where you start, it's where you finish, and we don't want to just start here. We want to finish where we started. So that's kind of the more important part for us.
Now, the Hogs are starting out the season with a couple of players out with key injuries. Senior starting pitcher Randall Fant is out with a hamstring injury, and junior closer Colby Suggs is out with a pulled rib cage muscle. Now, as you can see on the screen here, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 15th, 16th, and 17th. 3:05 on Friday, 12:05 Saturday, 1:05 on Sunday. Your starting pitchers, Ryan Stanek will open it up on Friday, Barrett Aston on Saturday, and Trent Daniel on Sunday, taking Randall Fant's spot in the rotation because of the injury. Now, if you're going to go, it's going to be chilly. Make sure to pack a coat. 40s and 50s for all 3 games. It'll be nice and cold, so make sure you go there and are prepared for the weather. Also, another key point, Cade Lynch is back healthy after an off-season surgery to fix the migraine headache problems that cut his season short last year. He's a key piece in that Razorback bullpen. This should be an interesting event for students. The Department of Psychological Science and the Fulbright College and the Substance Education and Alcohol Resources Office will team up to host National Alcohol Screening Day from 9:30 to 3:30 tomorrow in rooms 507 and 508 of the Student Union. The goal of this event is to teach interested individuals about the signs and symptoms of problematic alcohol use. U of A student Tim Heilman says he learned his lesson and he won't be drinking as much as he used to.
Recently, I've actually quit drinking, mainly because I lost control one night and I don't ever want to get back in that place.
Drinks and information related to alcohol use and misuse. Students that stop by will be asked questions about the recent alcohol use and the related behaviors. And they'll also receive personalized feedback as well. For UATV, I'm Tyler Woessner. That's right, Jacob. The Hastings Entertainment Store in the Fayetteville Fiesta Square Shopping Center will only be open for a few more months. It's a popular store, and I spoke with one loyal customer who is disappointed with its closing. June 10th. That's the day the Fayetteville Hastings on College Avenue will officially shut down. This store closing banner appeared last week. The store has many discounts going on as it prepares to go out of business. A couple years ago, Hastings moved a few buildings over to its current location in the corner of Fiesta Square. Local junior high school librarian and frequent Hastings shopper Ann Sorensen isn't happy with the Hastings closing.
I really am angry because we were watching Downton Abbey and we just needed the last disc of season 3, and now we can't get it, well, from Hastings anyway.
Hastings will still have a presence in Northwest Arkansas. The Springdale location on Sunset Avenue will remain open. The increase in digital and online movie streaming has forced the closing of video companies in the past. The Blockbuster store in Fayetteville shut down a few years ago. With this Hastings closing, Fayetteville residents will have to find a different way to get the movies they want.
I'm probably going to reinstate my Netflix.
Now, Fayetteville isn't the only Hastings location closing. The company is also shutting down stores in Tennessee and Texas. Reporting live for UATV, I'm Tyler Woessner. Music like this at the Botanical Garden of the Ozarks might have a new home in the near future. The BGO is planning on adding a nature education area for kids and adults alike, a new event pavilion, and an amphitheater. But there is one problem. Construction would force the closing and rerouting of the popular Lake Fayetteville Trail that runs through the BGO. U of A junior and frequent trail runner Alex Irvin says the construction would make it a hassle to run there.
Well, if they made the trail discontinuous, that would be a little frustrating because I couldn't do just one loop around. If they didn't reroute it during that time, then that would just be a huge mess in any kind of running that I would do.
The problem lies here in a short stretch of the 7-mile trail that runs through the garden's property. Now, if the master plan is followed through with, then the trail would reconnect up here south of the Fayetteville Farmers Market tent that you can see right behind me. Volunteers have put in more than 2,500 hours during the past 2.5 years to realign the soft surface trail. But even after all that hard work, runners will probably have to find somewhere else to go while the trail would be under construction.
I have other trails that I would run on, like the bike trail. I would run there maybe around my neighborhood too. The total estimated cost to build all of the amenities identified in the master plan is $60 million. Reporting for UATV, I'm Tyler Woessner. But with each football season comes a fresh crop of drum majors for the Razorback Marching Band. This year, senior Dylan Gilliland of Sherwood makes his first appearance as an assistant drum major. He joins returning assistant drum major Jamie Julian, a sophomore from Alma. They both play a key role in the band, but it all begins and ends with the head drum major. Leading the way for the 2013 Razorback Marching Band is head drum major Nathan Cunningham of Conway. This is his second year in a row being selected as the head drum major. Cunningham is very thankful for this honor once again.
It means a great deal to me. Being selected as a drum major just in general is it's a high honor and something that I don't take lightly, and especially being selected as the head drum major for the second year. That's a lot of responsibility.
Cunningham is a rarity because he becomes one of the few repeat head drum majors in Razorback Marching Band history. This, he says, can be attributed to his uncommon early start as a drum major.
I was fortunate enough to be selected as a drum major younger than a lot of people. I was named drum major my first year. I was a junior. The announcement went out when I was a sophomore. So my first year was a junior. The second year I was a senior, and then this coming year I'll be a fifth-year senior.
Cunningham has earned this highest student leadership position in the band through hard work and dedication. His job comes with a lot of pressure, and he says he doesn't take it lightly.
My top responsibility and number one priority is to take care of and to watch over, kind of be not a guardian, but just kind of an overseeing eye to the ensemble that's in front of me, those 350 members.
Now, their audition process included teaching fundamentals, conducting a live band, and demonstrating the traditional drum major strut across the field. They finished it out with one-on-one interviews with the head band director. For UATV, I'm Tyler Woessner.